Oh boy.
Right again.
Welcome everyone to the Right Wing Dice Squad. It's been a few weeks. We've had some time off, but we're excited to be back. We're excited for all of you to be joining us later on YouTube when I upload this. Here at the Right Wing Dice Squad, we are the bulwarks of classical fantasy. We believe that orcs are evil. We believe that gnomes are sneaky. Believe that elves are fancy. And we believe that whether the orcs and goblins come to your territory by invitation, invasion, or subversion, they will ultimately change your homeland into something that more resembles theirs. Last time, when we were here on the Right Wing Dice Squad, our party had finally had a path to get out of the Mechanical Nexus and back to the material plane. Through a little bit of underhanded dealing, getting rid of the Zeppelin, and maybe a little shystiness on Echo's part, just to get back at Sparks for sending them here in the first place, managed to negotiate their way out. Got into the trader caravan, followed them, went through the portal, and ended up, funny enough, in Aguporia. Party here in Aguporia, beginning to follow. Who are they following? They're following Prothemes. Prothemes is definitely leading the way, but definitely not following the goblins that are on their way to the town in Aguporia. That is where our characters bring it off. You guys, what are you doing?
What time is it?
It is morning.
Okay. So it looks like the time, when we woke up, it about the same amount of time has passed if we'd stayed in the Mechanical Nexus. Whenever we crossed over, it was about the same time. So we've been up for about an hour.
Your body feels like it's been up for an hour. Time is, as you know, having transited a couple different planes now, is very different on each plane.
I mean, my body feels like it's been up for 36 hours now.
Yep.
I'm a little exhausted.
Terrible.
Sparks is just going on pure adrenaline right now.
I still have Hilda hanging from my little shoulder foot hold.
You do.
All right. I just want to very quietly whisper to her, remember the plan.
Right.
That's all she could say. Her whole fucking head is in a.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, that's it? Oh,
she's in a literal iron mask.
Actually,
Right,
guys,
yeah.
it looks
It's
like these goblins kind of know their way around. I think we'll just go to the road and the dirt path and maybe follow them. Looks like they know where a town is. We should hang back a little bit, though. We don't want to be associated with goblins around here.
Good decision.
That's true. Nobody likes the goblins. They're sneaky and smelly.
Their
Hey.
height is also off-putting.
Smelly for sure. Sneaky, silly, I think, is more appropriate.
Okay, I'm bad with words. Let's keep going.
So does any of this seem familiar to Sparks from the last time he was in Aguporia?
Everything, there's a familiarity to it. Can you roll a survival check? Oh, wait, I think you did already when you first got here. And it didn't go so well. Yeah.
Because we were trying to see if we were near the mountains where...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We
man,
could not see the mountains.
My
Okay.
memory. Steel trap, baby.
This, the road we're on paved.
little rust
unpaved,
here and there, but
improved.
still fucking steel.
What did you say, buddy?
The road we're on
Rumble.
unpaved, improved.
It's unpaved. It's a basically wagon wheel road. Dirt wagon wheel road.
Sparks is walking a little bit off to the side if he can, because he's definitely almost been run over by a wagon a time or two while he was thinking about some theories.
Especially in his tired states. All right. Anything
Charles,
else you guys are
your
doing on
hand
the way?
is still periodically, every 6 seconds, saying, "Why?"
Every 6 seconds when it says that, I just want to put it right next to his ear.
Next to Sparks' ear?
Yeah, next to Sparks' ear. So every time like it goes to go why, it's just like an arm going, whispering in your ear, like why, why, why.
I'm sending the echo up. Every 10 minutes or so, I want to send him above the tree line.
There's not a lot of
looking
trees.
for-
You guys are more in open
Hills,
plains,
yeah.
rolling
Oh, okay.
hills, and there's
Yeah.
trees scattered around, and it's very green, but it's not a forested area where you guys are at.
Okay. Then never mind. I'll have the echo up, of course, as I always do.
Yep.
But yeah.
How far ahead of us is the goblin caravan?
Well, based on what Prothemes was saying, he wanted you guys to stay back, so I'd say, let's say 300 feet.
Okay. But still visible.
Yep, still visible. They seem to know where they're going, and the jig is up. Echo sussed him out pretty quick. But Echo was gracious and let him save face, so that is something Prothemes will probably remember.
We're not.
It depends on which version of Prothemes is here, really.
So
Those
after a while,
schizophrenic characters.
you guys do come across a road, get directly to a road, and this path that you're on, this wagon wheel path, goes over an improved. It's a rock road, so it's not super flat or extravagant, right? There's still big rocks around and still grass growing up in between them, but it's definitely a road. When you do get there, the gravel or the dirt path that you're on sort of intersects with the road, and at that intersection there is street signs, basically telling you which way to go, and it tells you that this way east is Golasia, Golosia, and then to the west, much further, is Teledosia.
Do I recognize either of those cities or towns?
Yeah, same question.
Roll a history check with advantage because it's Gnomish territory. It's not your Gnomish territory, but it's Gnomish territory.
Which way was
Dwarvish.
Valadosia?
West.
Did you mean Dwarvish? Or did you mean Gnomish?
Oh, I definitely meant Dwarvish.
Sure.
Okay.
Charles has just been a little sneaky lately.
18.
18. Yeah, you know that you're not sure of Golasia, but you do know that Teledosia is one of the border towns, pretty close to the Vigarian Empire, and there's a mountain range near there.
Okay. And it's a larger town?
Yep.
Okay. So
Pretty fortified, too, even though the dwarves and elves have not been at war in a long time. It is, you do remember that it's pretty fortified because they used to have a lot more wars.
And how did you spell that one?
Telidiosia.
Okay. I tell the group, I'm like, I suggest that we go to Teledosia.
He's got the encyclopedic knowledge of this area. I suggest we listen to him.
Oh, cool. Hey, we can go say hi to Grimbar.
Echo is very, like, his eyes kind of like flitter with excitement. Like, I remember that name.
Who is that?
That is the dwarf in the mountains that he stated is capable of using armor similar to mine.
Oh, Sparks was talking to Skitters. He's already walking off.
I was more talking to Lilith there when
Yeah.
she asked.
All right.
Lilith is staring vacantly ahead now.
What's Hilda doing?
Nothing.
She's
Hanging
just
out with girls.
Grambling,
Well,
hanging off the back.
Guys, I hate to break it to you, but if you're going to Teledosia, I don't think I'll be joining you. I've got some things to take care of. I've got to go to Aguporia, and I got to take a ship over to Aramis Empire because there's some things there I need to take care of. By
Seeing as
things I need
just
to
met
take
you,
care of, there's people I need to go kill over there.
Oh,
that feels like more information than I needed. But since I just met you in the Mechanical Nexus, I feel very little sorrow about you leaving. Goodbye.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks for bringing me back.
That's not true for me. That's not true for me. I will miss you. You have been a great help. And,
Yeah, no, you
thank
guys.
You for...
You freed me from my prison. I'll never forget you.
I will remember you until I get the Alzheimer's.
Sparks just gives him
You
kind
shouldn't
of
do drugs. But, yeah. Bye.
After he starts to walk away, I want to look at
thumbs up.
Bjorn and the rest of the party and be like, are any of you starting to maybe think that we freed a murderer from a prison?
Wolf is gonna cut him off, and as soon as he's on the sunset, just wants to scream democracy.
Just gives like a enthusiastic fist bump as he's walking away, looking back.
I don't remember any prisons. Just walking off.
I thought he was pretty nice. Seemed like a trustworthy guy.
I did like the way he operated the large guns.
See?
All right. So you guys are going west then.
To Teledosia.
All right. Off you go on this road. Pretty easy going on the road. Again, it's not exactly super paved. Occasionally, might have to watch to step over a rock, but it's much easier to traverse this area than many of the, oh my goodness, in months that you guys have actually seen. Many of the landscapes that you guys have seen. So moving along, there's carts going the other direction every now and then. Carts coming from behind you, headed towards Teledosia. Almost exclusively dwarvish. Occasionally a gnome here and there, halfling. But this is dwarvish territory. Dwarves are just notoriously finicky about who they allow into their kingdoms. It's hill dwarf, mountain dwarf, doesn't matter. For the most part, it's just dwarves. You guys continue to walk.
As it should be.
It's about midday. About midday, you can start to see just barely off in the very, very, very far distance, just the hint of mountaintops in the clouds on the horizon. But for the most part, they just disappear as you're down on the bottom part of the hill. So it's not exactly, they're not exactly close. Continuing to go, the road winds a bit. Eventually, it's kind of approaching evening time, and there's been a few houses here and there, a few stops, but for town, as far as towns, Teledosia is quite a ways away. You imagine that you've traveled about half the distance in this day.
And it's getting to like
It's approaching
sundown.
nighttime. Yeah, it's getting to be about 7 o'clock at night. Sun is coming down.
What's the near, like, do we see lights on the horizon or anything that look like there might be a nearby town coming up, or is the one that we passed the closest one that we can,
Well, you haven't passed any towns.
or any rests or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like there might be. It looks like there might be some sort of a stop a little bit ahead.
I'll send the echo to see if it is indeed a stop.
Okay. Yeah, there's some sort of a light on in some sort of a building.
Does it look?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does it look like it's inhabited by dwarves?
Yes, absolutely. It's very dwarvish in design. As you're approaching it, it doesn't look very big. Maybe 2-3 bedrooms in this whole thing, but there's some sort of a sign post out front, but there's no sign hanging. So there's a fire going on. You can see the smoke coming from, and you're starting to feel the chill of the evening coming. It feels like it might be fall.
What season was it when we left the material plane?
Does anybody
To
remember?
the best of spring? I don't know.
It was
summer?
spring. It was
It
spring.
was spring? Oh, all right. Echo's a little sad by that.
We missed the best part of the year.
This means nothing to Lilith.
How long has Sparks been out of the material plane?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think we ever established that. Kind of however long you want. Actually, it needs to be within 300 years. Other than that, up to you.
He's in the Feywild for like studying people. I'll say he's been gone for probably about 5 years.
Okay.
So I imagine we're just walking up to this little respite area.
Yep.
There's a place inhabited by dwarves. We should go and see if they will give us shelter, maybe for a small pittance.
I am just happier to be around dwarves.
I know
They're
those
my
were
favorite
growing
people.
up.
They are the best people. And they are usually the best fighters and have the best crafting. We are just all around a really great society.
The robots?
I have heard from the elves, they say we are not good at dancing, but that is bullshit.
Check this out, and I just want to like do the robot.
Wow, that is a very crafty dance moves.
Thank you. I invented it. It is called the Me.
Oh man, that's going to be very popular
It
in the
makes sense.
capital.
It's really adding up. Lilith looks begrudgingly impressed.
How much is he flinging Hilda around as he does the robot?
a good little jostle. Like I'd say, like the little jostle you get on like the Cheetah and Wild Adventures.
Like a little bit.
Just chill.
Yeah, just a little jolt left, a little jolt right.
Adam makes him roll. He rolls in that one. He falls on Hilda. Hilda dies.
I'm very distracted because I have a cat clawing at my legs.
How? I am 7'5" and like 350 pounds of metal, so
Yeah.
it hurt. Although we recently found out that you can like fall 100 feet and have said metal fan like land on you, and it does some damage, but not near as much as we might think.
True.
Because you landed in water.
All right, so you guys approach this small establishment. Low door. Pretty typical for you, Echo, to see these low doors in this sort of area. Fire going. You can see through the glass is not obviously perfectly clear. It's nice and medieval, wavy. You can see that there's fire on the inside. You can hear people laughing. Definitely sounds jolly.
Oh, we're going in.
All right.
This is like it sounds like the general like tomfoolery and uproar that dwarves do where I'm from, like just like good times.
Yep, not a lot of it, but yeah, you do hear it. So you just opening the door?
Yeah, like I belong there, like very, very like opening up, like my people.
All right, so you go to the front, crouch down, open the door, open it up. My people. Immediately, the jolliness stops, and two dwarves go and grab their axes. What's the meaning of this?
We are here for rest, my fellow dwarves.
Oh, yes, yeah, sorry there is any confusion. We have been gone a long time, just saying hello and asking for a respite for the evening.
Should have said so from the beginning.
Well, terribly sorry about that. It's been a huge mix-up, but I promise we will cause you no harm. Do you have space or time for weary travelers? We will pay you.
Aye, we definitely got space for you. You're a big lad. Hopefully, you don't need a bed for your big self.
I do not require beds or sleep.
That's handy. That's handy. Yeah, all right. So there's the five of you. Five of you, right? That's that thing staying here as well on your shoulder.
Yes, this is my +1, so to speak.
Yeah, don't need to know. It counts as a bed, regardless of where it stays. Yeah, four of the five of you, you count as a bed as well, because you take up so much space. Sure, one gold for the evening, no problem. Comes with breakfast and dinner and the ale if you'd care to join us.
I give him 2 gold,
Oh,
and I'm
blessings.
like, I could very much go for ale and good company.
Good company, I cannot promise, but company I can. Ha ha ha. Come sit.
I do my
Hey,
best.
Scott Disney. Hey, sense of humor.
Yeah, my best belly laugh. Just ha 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 ha.
So it shows you to the rooms. There's just 2 rooms. You guys are going to have to... There's 2 rooms. One of them has a sort of wide bed. One of them has 2 very narrow and short beds. Even Sparks at this point is going to struggle to sleep on any of these beds. But they're there. This is what I have to offer. And if you come out to the living room, we'll regale you with tales of mining and dragons and deep, dark secrets under the ground that we've found and such. Why are you holding your finger up?
This is a very entertaining possibility.
Do you have a smithy or a forge that I could use, please?
A smith. Every dwarf is a smith. I'm all right. No, I don't have a forge.
As he said, every dwarf is a smith. I want to have the sparks come off of my hands. Like, indeed.
Oh, that's handy. That's handy. I like that. Where did you get this fella?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you, and believe it or not, he is not even ours. He is a real dwarf inside that armor.
Nah,
We
you're right.
are from-
I don't believe you. Let's get a couple ales. You can tell me all about it, and maybe I will believe you, but probably not. Anyway, it'll be entertaining.
Oh, I don't even know what the dwarf greeting is. I could make one up right now. It's that.
What was? I just realized. I don't think we ever established this. What was the name of the dwarven city that we were from, where his father Tolbert Harland is like the big deal?
Yep, stand by. Sarsfeld.
Sarsfeld.
Sasfeld.
Oh, I fucking crushed it. All right.
Go.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure I had the names.
Just to
right.
let everybody know, I'm intently listening in case I can pick anything up. That's my job.
I feel so bad for you, Steph.
We'll get. I mean, there's only one more day till we hopefully make it to somewhere with a fucking cleric or a priest.
That's my job tonight.
Of course, the one person that could actually help with a curse is the
It's
one.
myself.
It's the one who got cursed
Twice.
twice.
Yep. But the other one I don't think of as a curse. It's a gift from my god.
You don't even think of the book as a curse.
Yeah, because I
know,
don't
because
know
you're
I'm
cursed.
Because I'm cursed.
I'm just surprised the party hasn't tried to get Hilda to cast remove curse on a mirror.
I don't trust that she would actually cast it.
Lilith wants to remove Hilda from this earth, so
That's why Echo keeps her firmly hanging on his shoulder at like all times.
So I know the consequences would obviously make Reveries' misstep more severe, but I feel like I made that book just as dangerous looking as I made the Watcher in the Wood. So I don't feel bad about
100%.
either of these.
No. Well, to me, with the warmth, I was thinking and biting. I did
You-
not think danger.
You might as well have said, "Hey, here's a book. Don't touch."
looks a lot like it might be made of people.
You remember the Evil Dead? It's like that.
And that would have
You
made
saw,
sense to
you
me.
saw that book
No.
and you were like, I mean, it looks fine.
Yeah, I just with warmth, I kept thinking, "Oh, I need to read it." It's something.
know,
I think I
Alex,
even
yeah.
said it was 98.6 degrees. I think I
You
even
know what?
said those exact words.
You know what else is warm, Mom? Hell. Hell is warm.
No, that's excruciatingly hot.
Adam, in the common area, is there enough room for Sparks to tinker?
Definitely not. Not with
Alright, then he's
Echo
gonna
in
go
there
out.
as well. Again, this is a pretty small cottage / inn. Yeah, that,
All right, then he's going
Echo's-
to go outside and try to find just like a flat spot with a tree he can rest against.
Echo's so used to like how dwarven structure is that he just has like a built-in sumo walking style where his legs are really wide to lower his head all the way down that he's got accustomed to doing when in dwarvish
You have the
buildings.
sumo outfit.
I have a sumo stance to where my legs go super wide and I dip down like I'm doing a power squat so that way I can like hunch over and fit everywhere. Just think of me doing like the crab walk.
yep. I like
got
it. It's good visual. Still very wide, but
Um,
able to get around quite
yeah.
well.
Yeah, very wide. Just like now, I'm not banging my head on everything.
All right.
I do want to
So-
talk to whoever the main dwarf is after like the general storytelling gets a little ways in.
All right,
well,
so
I'm gonna ask him,
what are all
what
sitting
is
around?
your name? I don't believe. Did we get his name?
No, not yet.
Okay. I feel an extreme amount of compassion coming from you. We have not even exchanged names. My
Oh.
name is, and then everybody gives their names.
Yeah, of course. Well, welcome, of course. I am the great, the powerful, the majestic Thrain Stonebrew. I'm known as Stonebrew because my brew will turn you to stone if you're not careful.
I am made of metal.
Right. Won't be turning you to stone. Though your jokes
Hi.
might.
I am Echo, son of Floki, the great artificer in Sassfeld.
Son of Floki. Ah. Okay. Interesting. Didn't know we had royalty among us.
And then this is my brother, Bjorn. And I just like point very like, huzzah, my brother. To
Hey,
him.
great to meet you. You're very kind. Please don't take everything he says as true, even though it is.
Well, I'll be. I guess I understand now why we got such a generous tip. Well, I can't wait to hear your stories. But first, let me do this to Borin here. Borin has some magnificent stories. I think I'll tell you about the one time I mistook a troll for a tree. So they start
I
going.
nod knowingly to Echo.
We're in unison doing like nods, like
Tells you about the troll in the tree. Almost made him go sober. Not quite. Tells you about the great goat race. He won place. His Bessie won place for the most determined goat, even though she didn't win. But he takes it as, he likes it.
the people's champion.
Yep. The time some wizard was in town and polymorphed something, and he tried to ride the giant chicken. Didn't work out well either.
Was his
but
name Boring?
Borin? Yeah, Borin. Ironic maybe because he's the opposite of boring. He has some phenomenal stories. So they go back and forth. They're telling you all these crazy stories. The party is well and good going. What are you guys chatting about?
I will have.
I'd like to know. Go ahead.
I would have just have said a couple of our stories, like from the fighting in the Give me a second, so I don't butcher the name of this.
I need to know what stories you're telling me. It's
I'm
very
fighting.
important. It's
Yeah,
important.
so I would have told him about us fighting in the Dwarven Royal Militia.
Okay.
before deciding to venture out on our own and learning that not everybody is as upstanding as the dwarves, and tell him about the
No,
douchebag.
not everybody
Lester.
as upstanding as the mountain dwarves. Us hill dwarves
Good
over here are
clarification.
much more upstanding than those.
Better posture.
I like him. He's definitely a dwarf. I don't care how he looks. He's a dwarf.
And then and then I'll just sprinkle in the last little to like impress them, like the going to 2 different planes and killing a couple different mystical creatures before coming back.
How long were you gone then?
We left this plane in spring.
Oh, interesting.
And both of the planes were shitty.
He's
You
a
left
liar.
there this spring then.
I hope to God, or I hope to Moradin, that it was this spring, but it was definitely a spring. What
It feels
year
like
is it?
Oh, it's 1338.
And what year was it when we left?
37.
Oh, bummer. So I'm like, you see, like, my eyes kind of twitch a little bit. He's like, that is unfortunate. It
Hey,
is
Lily.
longer than I thought.
Lilith, did you hear this? We have been gone for over a goddamn year.
What does that mean?
Oh,
It's like-
right.
It's a measurement of time on the material plane.
Oh no!
How old do you think that you are?
And you just Lilith just looks at the ground and is like doing complex math in her head. Just sometimes I don't know.
Well, how
The
long did
stuff
it feel
can't
like
be-
you were gone?
If I had to put a time frame on it, like maybe 2 weeks.
He
Hey,
slaps
no
Boren.
longer than 2 weeks.
This is what I tell you about messing with planes. Didn't I tell you? You can't be messing with planes. It'll skew everything. It'll change your personality. It'll warp your time. It'll make you older or younger or dumber or wiser. You don't play with planes. I never said I
Indeed.
wanted to. Well, but I've been telling you. You've been saying it, but I don't want to. Don't know why you keep saying it.
I mean,
It
I feel
is
like
generally
almost
good
nothing
advice.
bad happened during this, except for Reverie. But he died at home, so maybe that's what was supposed to happen.
I don't know that we have the same recollection of events after leaving this plane. In my mind, it went from just general hardy adventuring to death,
Being-
suffering, mental anguish, attempted kidnapping, into possible forced servitude, more murder, and then return.
Don't mess with
That's
the
what I'm
planes.
saying. We've had a great time.
I guess that it did make for a good story. Huzzah!
Lilith's drinking now.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
I just pretend to drink every time they drink. Like I make audible gulping sounds like glug 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 glug.
Perhaps you can tell us then, in our absence over a year's time, what has happened? Have you heard news?
News from where? Where'd you leave from? Aguporia? Aguporia's still Aguporia. The West is still the West. The elves are still fancy, no offense. No. I don't know
want to ask
exactly what news you're looking for.
Give me just 1 second. I want to ask if he knows anything about Nero in Pit Barmig.
Pit Barmig. Maybe 4 or 5 days, depending on how you get there. Maybe more. Maybe a week to get there. As far as anybody named Nero, I imagine living in Pit Barmig, he's probably an elf. I don't know many elves. No offense.
You are better for not knowing them. And then I look at Lilith and I'm like, maybe, no offense. I am not sure what you are.
I'm an elf. Is that not, she's just confused now. Is this what years do? Do I not look like me?
Years do have that effect. And then, like, I want to. Is there any obviously old dwarf nearby or older than everybody else?
Thrain looks the oldest. He's not incredibly old, maybe middle-aged.
Oh, okay. And is there any that look younger?
Boren looks... actually, here, Bjorn is probably the youngest.
So I look at Bjorn and I point at him, and then I point at the Thrain. I'm like, years!
Aye.
I don't know. She's going to get it.
And ales.
Glug, 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 glug.
Huzzah.
And stories!
Lovely. All right, who's got the next story? I can tell you about that one time. About the dancing boots. Do you want to hear about the dancing boots?
I have never wanted to hear anything more.
Lovely. Essentially, he put on some cursed boots that made him dance, and he almost died. But he had the grandest time.
I'm like, speaking of curses, you reminded me. This is not just a really weird decorative choice.
Yeah.
This individual is cursed.
I can see why you've put the mask on her. It is her, right? It looks her.
It's a her,
yeah.
I believe.
Hilda's a girl.
Yeah. All right. Curses, curses, curses. Can't say I can do anything about curses here, but where are you headed? I imagine you're headed to Teledosia, based on where you're coming from.
Indeed.
Teledosia should be able to square you right away. I forget the old lad's name that's there. I can't remember the name. Great big bushy white beard.
Holy shit.
It's a great big beard.
I was at a gas station today, and it popped into my head for no reason. It was an intrusive thought. A great big bushy beard! That's the synchronicity.
In uniform before, I have seen somebody with a big beard that had a huge nose, and I just looked at them, and like they were a dwarf. I was like, ah, and scared the shit out of them. Like they did not get the reference I had in my head. I mean, after general storytelling, merrymaking, like I imagine like there's a space between where all the bedrooms are that I can kind of look towards the stairs or whatever the hallway that people would come from.
There's no stairway. There is kind of a hallway, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just get set up in kind of the back of the hallway in my sentry mode to just watch if anybody approaches the rooms.
All right.
I'm going to go out and check on Sparks.
Yep. While you do that, Sparks, you've been outside. You've been patiently waiting by the tree, or you've been patiently working at the tree. What have you been doing?
I'm trying to finish my elemental core infusion on Mr. Gitters.
Okay, you got it.
I made some pretty good progress on it last night.
Yep, you did. You will be pretty close, assuming that you're able to finish it. You are, however, extremely tired, and your light isn't the best. There, it's well lit enough that you can sort of work on the front steps. But go ahead and roll that check. It's going to be your wisdom, right? Wisdom is your spellcasting ability modifier?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, sorry. So it's going to be an intelligence check with your proficiency. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. You do not have a point of exhaustion, correct?
I do, so it's with disadvantage.
So with disadvantage, got it.
Okay. I'm going to guidance it.
Yep.
Oh, actually, that's a pretty good roll. So that's 16. And I'm going to. No, wait. No, 24 because it gets doubled. And I'm going to use a Spark or Flash of Genius to add 5, which gets me to 29.
Yeah. Not only do you finish it up, but you finish it up in way less time than you had expected. You're only out there for about an hour and a half. So by the time Bjorn is coming out to check on you, you're basically meeting him at the door to come in. Unless there's something else you're doing outside.
How late is it? You said we got to the end like around dusk, right? So
Yep.
it's only like 6, 7, 8
Yeah,
o'clock.
so you're at this point, yeah, it's like 8 o'clock for you.
He's gonna go ahead and start doing the prep work for the sorry, I'm looking at my schematics. He's gonna
Can
start
be non-functional.
doing the prep work for the. You know what? I'll just start doing. He's gonna start doing the prep work for one of them, and I'll figure out which one it is later instead of making everybody wait.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so right as you're finishing up the elemental core, Bjorn, you come outside. Sparks is busy working, basically on a. It's one of those wooden benches that's basically a tree that's sawed in half, so it's flat, and it's right by the front window, so that the firelight is glowing over his workspace. He's just in a deep squat or on his knees, hammering away, putting stuff together, getting it plugged into skidders. He's just working away as
Are
you come
you
out.
doing okay there, Spark?
Yeah, check out what Skitters can do now. And so let's see. That was the elemental core infusion that I gave him. He's gonna do. You know, it fits with the theme. He's gonna do acid damage.
On whom?
No, I'm saying that's what when you gave me the elemental core infusion, you said choose a elemental damage. I'm choosing acid.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So Skitters runs over to I assume there's a tree nearby or a stump or something.
Yeah.
He's
So
gonna run over.
clarification on
and hit
that.
it.
You can
Uh-huh.
change the elemental anytime you take a short rest. You have enough time
Oh,
to
okay.
change the elemental, but it can't be done. Let's say it takes you a 5-minute sit down to get in and
Okay.
tinker with it and change the elemental.
So not during battle, but anytime outside of battle, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
You, cycle through.
So is there a big rock or a stump in the nearby vicinity?
Yeah, there's plenty of stumps.
Cool. Skitters runs over to the stump and hits it, and you see the strike of his limb go through, and then you hear from the stump this faint sizzling, and you see a small amount of ooze dripping from where he struck.
Wow, it seems unnatural and unnerving. Very good. Are you okay out here, man? I know you looked a little tired on the way over through the plains.
Why wouldn't I be okay? I have science!
Eyes are
Okay.
red.
Yeah. The way
And
your
and
character feels about
Science was loud enough that it's a good chance that people inside the tavern heard just a scream of science from outside.
Yeah. The way your character feels about science is the way that teacher felt about Fairly Godparents.
Fairy godparents.
Yeah. Fairly Godparents!
Far be it from me to tell somebody smart that maybe they need some sleep, but I think we got sort of a long journey tomorrow. Would you like to come in and get some rest while we have a chance under a roof?
Yeah, sure. I'll be in a little bit. Definitely not sounding anything like a 16-year-old who's just yeah, I'll be to bed soon.
I don't believe you.
Just got to find the save
Okay.
point.
Sorry, what?
Just got to find the save point.
As soon as I get to the next save point.
And then all the power goes out.
All right, so
Oh, but only in your room somehow.
Echo, you're posted up. Hilda, you've been listening. Is there
will
anything
give,
you want to do, Hilda? Or try
I am
to
going to
do?
give Hilda. I'm going to give Hilda some water.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Same
Through
thing.
my eye holes.
Yeah, same.
Lilith
Same
wants
thing.
to step in and be like, "I'll do it."
And Echo's just like, I have it. Thank you. And at a much slower pace than what was done last time, I'm gonna put water through.
I'm not choking on it as much then.
All right. Everybody laying down for bed. Thrain
How
has
far
passed
do
out
I
in
get?
his chair in the living room. Bourne heads off, goes into his bed, says goodnight. Anything else you guys
I
doing?
wanna
I know
work-
we'll come back to you, Sparks, but anybody else doing anything?
No, I'm just watching the hallway, and I want to take Hilda off of my shoulder. And is there anything in the hallway that I can secure her hands to?
Yes, but there's nothing that is... Yeah, she's hogtied, and there's nothing else... There's nothing that's tied down. There's a few
Okay.
tables that are kind of heavy, but nothing that's tied down.
I just want to lift one of the tables up and put the rope that goes from the hands to the ankles on the hogtie behind that, and just whisper, "Remember the plan." And then I want to go sit in my sentry rest, watching her in the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, and she's basically... The hallway's not very wide, so she's in front of you, basically in front of a room that you've moved this sort of night table to. So anybody that's walking down this hallway is kind of stepping around her and
Gotcha.
over her as they're coming down. Everybody else in bed? Lilith?
Yep.
Bjorn? All right, lovely. Sparks, what are we working on? Oh, we decided we haven't decided.
Yeah, I'll figure that out in a second. He's going to work until about midnight. And then once it gets that point, he starts trying to like reach down for Skitters, and Skitters just stays just out of arm's reach. And it's that sort of thing where like you see the person following the dollar bill that's being pulled on the string. That's Sparks following Skitters. And Skitters like lures him into the bedroom area and
Okay.
to force him to go to sleep.
So let's try to get 4 hours of work done here. Go ahead and roll that check again.
Okay. With disadvantage, I'm also
The science check.
Oh, wow. That's second really good disadvantage roll. I did 14 and 15 last time. I got 19 and 16 this time. So I'm going to do all the same stuff, so this will be 30.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. This will be 31.
Gotcha. So what normally you spend 4 hours working and get about 8 hours of work done on this next thing that you've got going. So I think the next ones we talked about were like 24 hours of total work. So you've got 8 hours down.
The three I have are the arcane reinforcement plating, adaptive combat programming, and enhanced sensory array. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are all 24-hour.
The sensory array wasn't, right? That was the antenna thing.
No, the sensory array is the it improved. He can see invisibility. The
Oh,
antenna
yes.
thing was the
Yeah, 100%.
communications.
Those are all 24 hours. Yeah,
24 hours.
those are,
Okay. And you said he got 8 hours worth of work done.
yep, on whichever one you've picked.
Okay. And then so around then, so Skitters, like I said, he follows Skitters blindly, trying to reach him, and it gets like basically lured into the area where he's supposed to be sleeping, and Skitters trips him.
Yep, you got it. He's on the floor. There's no beds left. Lilith
He's
has
passed
taken,
out in much worse positions.
Yeah, Lilith has taken the big bed. Wait,
Sleeping diagonal.
no, you actually there is a bed. There's a bed in the room with Bjorn, so you're good to go there. So you've got a bed. It's gonna make you still roll for the thing, but you've got a bed. You can go ahead and.
You should have him roll for an exhaustion check to overcome the snoring of Bjorn.
Nah,
I'm just kidding.
as
I'm just
tired
kidding.
as he is,
I'm just kidding.
as tired as he is, I don't think he would move. Let's go. You guys wake up the next morning. Everybody's going to be getting up before Sparks, because Sparks went to bed quite a bit later. What are you guys doing as you're getting up?
Can you roll a d4 for me?
I may. Yes.
Thank you.
I'll just put Hilda back on my shoulder in the morning and
4.
go back.
I'm gonna do a little cough.
It was a 4 again.
Yep. Are you still winter?
Okay, still winter.
All right.
I put more water in there, assuming that's what she wants.
Thank you. As I've now peed myself.
Yeah.
Where is Sparks? Sparks is in a room sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying everyone is up but him?
Mm-hmm.
If possible, Lilith wants to sneak off and go do something that she thinks is funny. So without anyone noticing, going back to where Sparks is sleeping.
Okay.
I don't actually.
You would be
know
waking
if
up at
Skitter
4
sleeps.
hours. So this would be
So
about
would
2
I.
o'clock in the morning. So I want you to go ahead and roll your stealth check, sneaking out the door.
Hey Adam, I don't know if Skitter sleeps.
And no one's in the room with Lilith, is there?
I imagine he
find
runs
out.
into some sort of a sentry rest similar to Echo.
What's
He's a
what's
still
he called?
defender.
Steel Defender.
Because
He's
that
a
doesn't
construct.
really stop what Lilith is doing. It's not like I'm trying to kill you. So
In my mind, he has to take a sentry's rest.
19.
Yeah, their Steel Defenders don't need sleep. They just need to allow their bodies to remain in a motionless state, similar to Sentry's Rest on a Warforged, because they're
Oh.
constructs.
How long is that? 4 or 6 hours?
That's if he's the same as I don't know how long. If it's the same as mine, which is what it referenced, it'll be 4 hours.
Okay.
It's basically it lets the mechanics of his body not wear out.
Okay.
What
So
it is.
he has the same amount of sleep as Lilith. But
Nope,
she went to bed
he went
way
to bed
earlier.
much
He's
later.
asleep right now.
He went to
Yep.
bed much
Yeah.
later.
He's still asleep right now.
Lilith, you sneak past Echo, because that's higher than his passive perception. Although, I'm actually going to make you do active roll on this, active perception, because you are directly looking down the hallway. She's stepping
Yeah.
right across your path. I don't know how she could do it
perception?
invisibly.
Perception.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm beside you, so you get +1.
Lilith
Oh no,
is
that's only on
Saving throws.
saves. That's only on saves.
I love the fact that you're thinking though. Plus 24.
Yeah, so you see Lilith sneaking out of the room, heading towards the other room.
Do I recognize which room she's like? Who's in the room?
Yeah, you know Bjorn and Sparks are in there.
So I just kind of whisper to Lilith. I'm like, "Are you messing with Bjorn?
No.
Carry on."
Lilith carries on.
All right, you open the door.
Can
break in.
Echo go look just to see what she does? Like Curiosity's head's just peeking over the door frame to
If
look
she
in.
leaves the door open.
If I see you're coming, I will.
Oh, I'm a 7'5" robot. I don't imagine it being that. I have to do a crab walk to get there. So
I'm gonna leave. I'll leave it cracked.
yeah, so I'm just peeking through the crack.
What are you doing?
I
Lilith?
want to try to sneak in. The plan is I want to take some of Sparks' hair and I want to braid it into like a heart plait. So it's just like 2 braids coming into a little heart on like the side of his head. Not tight, not cornrows, like plates. So they're on top, like just the top layer of the hair.
He's laying face down because Skitter's tripped him into bed. Yeah, so I'm gonna have you roll another stealth check, and you know what? I'm gonna have you roll a sleight of hand check to see how stealthy you
Gonna
can
wake
be
up with
while
this
doing
heart.
this.
It's funny both ways. If it goes through, it's funny. If he wakes up, it's equally as funny.
So you said sleight of hand?
Yep. To see how deftly you can braid.
12.
What's your passive perception, Sparks?
My passive perception is 14, and Skitter's is 18.
I'm not worried about his.
Okay.
You're definitely feeling something like tugging on your hair in your sleep.
Oh, he's got to roll that at disadvantage, though, because he's exhausted.
Oh, you do.
Oh, it's passive. Never mind.
It's passive.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You definitely feel somebody tugging on your hair in your sleep.
The articulated limb reaches on his backpack, reaches up and starts like slapping at the hand. 5 more minutes.
Lilith is trying to be more gentle and just like, it's for science. Just whisper.
In his ear, science.
At it's for science. You see this articulated limb with that only has like it's like a claw. It gives you a pretty good thumbs up.
Having seen this, I would like to try to crab walk to Bjorn and braid his beard into his hair. So that like the beard splits into two and does like a big old hoop into his hair.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll. I'm gonna have you roll a sleight of hand check, but it's gonna be with disadvantage because you're crab walking and you have huge fucking fingers.
But I have advantage on sleight of hand.
I guess it's
so
just
a straight roll.
Which makes no sense.
Rune Knight's weird. Plus 1. 16?
Yeah, beats. I have 14.
This is the important stuff I've been waiting
This is gonna be so funny.
The whole time, like, once I finish, I just look at Lilith
Actually,
and I'm
Adam,
like,
if it matters, I don't think the Sparks has to be conscious for the sound to keep coming off of Echo's gauntlet.
It's an enchantment. It's a rune. What is it?
It's a what is it called? It's his magical tinkering.
But the spider likes Echo, would probably be okay with him.
he's saying that the hand
Yeah.
might still be doing the
The chosen property lasts indefinitely.
What's the name
I
of
like
the
to
thing?
imagine it's going to become like white noise to us at this
Magical tinkering.
Yeah, as I say, I imagine we're all used to it at this point.
It's an artificer. It's an
Every
artificer,
6 seconds
feature.
for like the past month.
Like getting used to a grandfather clock. You tune it out.
If anything, it helps him sleep deeper.
Yeah, right.
It can only be perceived 10 feet away.
Yeah. Right after the bullet points, the next sentence: the chosen property lasts indefinitely.
Yep. Cool. I'm good with it. So just
I
as
don't
you're
know what else
going,
to do with
just
magical tinkering, so this is all I've used it for so far.
Why? Wait, I thought it could only be used on non-magical tiny objects.
Oh, that is true. I guess it was his glove. I don't know. Does that count?
no, because they're magical.
No, it was his hand before the gauntlets.
Yeah, but is that tiny?
Don't think so.
Oh,
We'll just say it was a
bracelet of
it la-
some sort.
a
It
bracelet of
lasted
some
for
sort.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no longer there. It was a mole that fell off. That rusted off.
You cast it and didn't realize there was a bug. Desperately confused why it can't bite you. What the fuck is this
Somewhere
stupid
in
material?
the Mechanical Nexus, there's a beetle crawling around.
It makes sense that bugs would be able to eat like metal in the Mechanical Nexus.
It's canon. It's official.
I'm the only person that was getting. You guys aren't bothered by these bugs?
All right.
Yeah.
So
but
the
I just wanna
shenanigans
go-
have ensued. Everybody else is now awake except for Sparks. Anything you guys want to do before Sparks wakes up? He's got another 2 hours.
No,
Lilith
I'll
is
go
just
down
out.
and pretend to eat some food, and like maybe
Yeah, I'm gonna
take
wake
a
up and-
couple,
So good.
take a couple pieces of like chicken or whatever meat he gives, and like break it up into tiny pieces and push it through the.
Are
eye
you
hole.
holding me again?
You're on my shoulder, yeah. So I'm like,
Have you noticed you're wet?
did you pee on me?
I peed.
Okay. I want to ask him if he has a like a dishwasher they wash all their dishes in?
No. You gotta get a bucket. There's one out back. It's a big one. Clothes washing, hand washing, dishwashing, handled there. It
So I'll
maybe
go
needs
back
a
and
refresh, but should be good for now.
Is there like a tree nearby that gave them shade when they were doing this bucket washing shit, or anything hanging off the building I can hang her arms
Yeah. There's
over?
there's some supports that go through that jut out from the side.
So I'm gonna hook her on one of those and like fill the bucket up with water, put a little bit of whatever cleaning agent there is, mix it up, throw it on her, and then when she's thoroughly soaked, just be like, "You urinated on me," and scrub not very nicely all of her clothing, and be like, "We will allow you to dry." And I'm just gonna like stand there while she's hanging and let her dry off.
I like that no one's questioning what we're doing to this chick.
I think that with as many travelers they get through, they've realized less questions are good.
It's dwarves, man.
She's cursed.
Yeah.
She's cursed.
It's also
She's
not the
cursed.
worst thing they've seen dwarves doing. Like, all they're saying is curses.
If you were a dwarf that was tied up, maybe they'd ask a few more questions, but otherwise, meh.
Did he just leave me there?
No, I'm standing.
Oh, okay.
Watching you dry. Once you seem sufficiently dry, even if you're a little damp, I'll give you like a little shake, and then I'll hook you back on my shoulder.
Adam, I'm going to go with adaptive combat programming.
Okay.
I can't wait when they wake up with their braids.
And I also sprinkle food in her eye hole, like little tiny pieces.
Small enough I won't choke on.
Yeah, it's like tiny little pieces of bacon or whatever. Like he had like little crumbles that just like bacon crumbles.
I'm eating them. Hopefully I don't have to poop.
And then I whisper, "Remember the plan."
All right. Sparks, you're up now.
Okay.
Roaming around. Looks like Bjorn's having breakfast. Lilith's probably having breakfast. You don't see Echo or Hilda. Anything you're doing?
Hilda, are you not laughing?
Nope. Yeah, no, I'm good. You mean Lilith?
You could say you just talked about you. Like somehow.
Bjorn,
She's
anything
just
you
starting
wanted
to
to
go
do?
insane in the Iron Mask.
Hilda says that out loud. Hilda, are you not laughing?
No, I'm good.
Bjorn? Anything you guys are trying to do before you leave?
No. Nope. I'm good. Wishing the guy farewell. Thanks for Bjorn and his friend. I missed a lot of what just happened. I had to walk down.
I'm waiting to see everybody's reaction of your guys' nicely braided beard and back of the head.
Yeah,
Oh,
I braided.
oh, oh.
I braided your beard into your hair.
There's the fuckery afoot. Hey, someone here is fucking with me, and I don't appreciate it. We'll find out who it was.
Echo, is he saying this kind of loud?
Yeah, you probably hear it outside.
I just like, if there's a door frame or anything that goes inside, I just come in. I did it!
You son of a dwarf! I'm distancing myself from Echo. I'm begrudged.
All right. As you guys walk out, you see that he's got Hilda hanging from the rafters, basically, from the support rafters that are jutting out of the side. She's damp, probably a little cold at this point, but drying off.
Do I see water sitting next to them?
Yes.
I'm gonna throw more water on her.
feel immediately better.
Is this the thing? Is this the plan?
She urinated on my back. I
Yeah.
was not carrying her while she was soiled.
I forgot that she would need to do that. It's pretty funny.
It was less funny when it was on my back.
Is it still on your back? Did you put water on you?
I was hoping one of you could see specifically where that landed.
Lilith immediately throws it on him.
Did she wait for me to turn around? Echo's like, thank you, but it was on my back. I thought that I had clarified that. And then I turn around.
Winging water.
And then I put fucking Hilda on my now wet back.
All right.
Has anybody pointed out to Sparks his braid, or are we just letting him go?
Nobody's pointed that one out. It was
Okay.
just the haha on Bjorn, and that was pretty much it. Nobody else has commented on said heart braid
Where is Sparks' braid again? Because he has kind of short hair, so.
on the back of his.
I imagine I just took like 2 pieces like this and then braided them this way into like a little heart plait.
No, I'm going to assume that's like right above his goggle strap.
Yeah.
He took off last night because he was tripped into the bed and immediately passed out unconscious. So, yeah, he hadn't noticed yet.
Alright, we're all going.
I do give like firm good morrow shakes to all of the dwarves, and when I get to Borin, I like look at him and I'm like, "You have the best stories."
Not quite as good as yours, but we enjoy them. If you come back through, you know where to stay.
Absolutely. And next time, hopefully, we will have more stories and ale.
Ale. Middle it there. All right, guys, setting out on the road again.
Yeah.
The road is very much the same. It's relatively well maintained. Rocks are put in when.
Can I talk to Lilith on the road?
Yep. Guys, moving along. Over the next couple hours, again, you see more carts coming by. A few other travelers going different directions, but mostly dwarves. Don't terribly seem to be bothered with your crew. A few cross looks at Lilith from time to time, but for the most part, they can't really be bothered.
Hey, Adam.
It's getting more hilly
I don't
here.
know if,
Yep, go ahead.
I don't know if Sparks would have noticed last night, but did he notice what phase the moon was in when he was out working?
Hey.
I don't think he would have noticed. He was too focused last night.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So I whisper to Hilda, "Remember the plan." And then I walk over to Lilith. I'm like, "Lilith, can I speak to you?"
Yep.
Awesome. When we get to the town of Teledosia, I would like to take Hilda to see a priest or a cleric, specifically the one mentioned with a big bushy white beard. As you know, she is cursed, and we need to remove that curse, which you may or may not be okay with. However, there is a small chance that having the curse removed may kill her, which you should be more okay with. And I'm totally lying.
It takes no convincing. Lilith doesn't even. She wants to believe.
You heard Keely was like, yeah, yep, for sure, do that.
Like she implicitly trusts you with this plan. She's not that invested, but she is still wants.
And if it does not kill her, it will at least make her not this. And
Okay.
then I like uncomfortably kind of jostle back to the left. And then I like look at Bjorn. I'm like, this is going well.
So,
If you say so, brother.
So, Adam, as we're traveling west, Sparks, now that he is once again reinvigorated and definitely has a pep in his step, both from probably not from sleep so much as from success. I think that definitely made him happier than the sleep did. But you guys can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. He is looking off to the left. Does he see the mountain range?
Yeah, it's not to the left. It's more ahead of you now, and the mountain range looks very familiar.
So, since he's now been in this area a little bit, I know you said the mountains are to the north of Teledosia. Does he remember if he followed a road or did he cut cross country to get to them?
He cut cross country.
Okay.
Take me home.
At this point, with the coming from the direction he's coming from, would they get to Teledosia before they have to make that cutoff, or if they want to get to the mountains, they have to cut off before Teledosia?
Yeah, Teledosia would be before the mountains.
Okay.
Cool.
He's just continuing to walk. I just need to know so I can put it in my head. He isn't talking to the party about this at all.
Yep,
I
you got
I
it.
do want to bend down to Sparks and like say, I am equally as interested as this Grumbar person. And then I just like lean back.
Just putting it out there.
He's been interested since he brought it up in the Mechanical Nexus.
You get a little bit of this not untrusting but cautious side eye.
So, you want to betray him too?
You gonna sell him a Zeppelin?
I'm not saying the Sparks cared more about the Zeppelin than the party members, but
It was
I'm
close.
not saying that.
It was
like
close.
his child.
He was close.
He didn't name it.
That does matter.
Yep. Uneventful walk for the rest of the time. You guys keep going. Get through midday, stop, have a quick break, keep going. Absolutely nobody that you see, or I guess only about 20% of the people that you see are even carrying any sort of open weapons. So, however dangerous the area around here is, the locals, or at least the people that traverse this road, don't seem to think it's terribly dangerous.
Oh, sorry. While we're walking, since he's not actively doing anything and we're back in the material plane where he recognizes stuff, Sparks and Skitters are also just looking on the side of the road for any sort of alchemical or plants with alchemical properties that they might pass.
Okay, roll a survival check.
All right, so that'll be.
I would just like to thank you for the transparency on the uncertainty of
Yeah.
that. Survive.
Anyone
So-
else?
If suggestions, we can throw them out there.
They both have the same modifier. Do you want me to roll 2 die or just use the die for both of them?
What?
Sparks and Skitters both have the same modifier in survival checks. Do you want me to roll twice or just.
No,
Tell
just
you what I
roll one.
rolled.
It's just for you, buddy.
Okay. Oh, well, I said Skitters was looking too.
Yeah, he's looking with you.
Yeah,
He's
but-
part of you.
It's 13.
Gotcha. Not really. There's not a ton of vegetation outside of the trees, shrubs, and grass. Again, it seems to be fall, so any fall flowers that bloom in this area, you haven't seen a lot of them. So there's nothing really that stands out as this is important, I should pick this up. Or this is even interesting and I should pick this up.
Okay.
All right, give me 1 second. Yep, guys, keep traveling. The road is getting more hilly at this point, so it's slower going, but you can see the mountain range coming. And then eventually you can, as the sun is going down, you can see some of the smokestacks of the fires of the city ahead of you. So Teledosia approaches. Anything you guys want to do before you get to town?
No, I'm just excited to get to town.
Yeah.
Oh, during the travels, if there are any particularly large rocks or boulders on the side of the road, Skitter's just he's absolutely enjoying his new acid damage.
He's
Marking rocks. It's like
He's
just leaving
just like a-
sizzling strikes on every rock.
trying his best to make it look like an S.
Yep. Skitters is fully embracing this new ability.
As you guys approach the city, it's a pretty big city. There are houses and farms and everything on the outside of the walls, but you can tell that it was at one time a heavily fortified city. Now, all the gates that you can see going to it now are wide open, right? People are coming in and out of it. There are houses and tents and all kinds of stuff set up on the outside of it, but it is a heavily fortified, massive stone wall around the outside of it, about 15 feet tall. There don't appear to be any or many. There certainly don't appear to be many guards up on the ramparts or up on the top of the wall or in the guard towers. It's a city at peace currently, but it was built and designed for war and for protection. So, coming into the town, big gate, wide open. Again, a few cross-eyed stares at the blue-haired elf in your group, but other than that, it's nice. It's cobblestoned, got buildings, big towering buildings made out of these cobblestones, but you've also got some quaint little homes that are built in there. Lots of merchants around selling all kinds of different things, some of them closing up shop. There's a lot more elves in this area than you have seen previously. Most of the elves seem to be peddling some sort of wares, either out of their carts or going in and out of shops.
Are there like what look like guards or like anything that are more work for the city or for the town?
Yeah, you do see some militiamen and some town's guards. They stand out well enough, but they just look to be on absolute low alert.
I just want to walk up to one and be like, specifically if it's a dwarf, because not
Yep,
the
they
biggest
are.
fan of elves.
Yep.
Yeah. And be like, hello.
Hey. Evening.
I'm looking for a cleric or some sort of person capable of healing that was described with a big, bushy white beard.
Thalgrim. Yeah. He's at the temple. Make your way up this way. Take a right at the what's it called? The one quarter. And head straight on down. Big temple on the left. Can't miss it. Huge towering spire. Yep, can't miss it.
Thank you. And I assume, since dwarves are the best craftsmen, that you guys have some excellent dwarven crafts here.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I give him like a very firm high five.
All right.
Hey, Adam, did I blow anything up? Did I come into Teledosia last time I was in the area?
I love how you did I blow anything up?
Yeah, you may have stopped through here. Up to you.
Did I blow anything up while I was in the city?
Also
if you
up
want
you.
to have blown something up.
Well, I
the
mean,
last
like,
time you
okay,
were
I'm
here.
sorry, wait for a second. Would there have
Just
been
roll.
anyone in the town that I would have worked or done anything with?
Leave it up to the dice gods.
Up to you, buddy.
Yes.
Well, does a person like that exist in this town? Is my question. Are there
plenty of-
tinkerers in this town? Someone that would have wanted to work on stuff?
There are smiths in
dwarves.
this town.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the guy you weren't tinkering with the most is the guy I gave you.
Yep.
Um,
He's not in the city.
yeah, he's not.
I do
Okay.
want to take Hilda to the temple.
You got it.
I'll follow along, but I'm making a note of any. I'm very interested in finding a new weapon, so any armor or weaponsmiths.
I'm also doing that on the
What
way
time
up.
is it?
Like,
You said it's about dusk.
Yeah, it's like 7 o'clock at night.
Okay. If there's any smithies open, Sparks is going to go there.
yeah, I'll do that after Hilda.
All right. So for those of you going to the temple, who is it?
Me, Bjorn, Spark said he's going to the forges. So Lilith, are you going shopping or are you going to the temple?
Temple.
Temple. right.
Jolene's so cute.
Thank you.
So 3 of us are headed to the temple. Oh, that's right. Lilith wants to watch the possible death.
Yeah.
Lilith is going to be rooting for it to fail in the pew. Like,
Are there evil tithes I can give?
You make it to the temple real quick to see as you're approaching the temple. It's no surprise. It's a temple to the All-Father, to Moradin.
hey.
Yep. You see the forge and anvil. You see the hammer and shield, right? It's all in the stained glass. It's a beautiful thing. It's not very large. The tower is magnificent and tall, probably about 45 feet tall, but or the actual spire of it. But for the most part, it's a well kept but modest temple.
Do I see the bushy beard dude?
Yep. Walking inside, there's nobody in there at first. Nobody at all. So you just kind of open it up, and the temple just looks empty. There's fires burning on torches, but the temple's empty.
Hello.
And after a while, a great big bushy beard appears from out the back door and comes down. Hello. It's a bit early for service to the All-Father.
I agree. However, I am in a state of somewhat emergency. So I want to like take her off my shoulder and hold her up like Iron Mask and all. So I want to be like, this individual is cursed. And I know that Moradin, the Soul Forger, can help repurpose and reforge her core to not be shitty.
So he brings down these little spectacles on his thing, and you see him sort of adjusting his white robes. Bring her to the altar. I'll be right back. He goes back into his door.
Is there places to anchor her arms and feet down near the anchor or near the altar?
It's a stone altar that's pretty thick, but
We can hold her.
yeah, as far as anchoring her, I mean, maybe you could tie her to it, but there's nothing to. There's
Okay,
nothing.
can I take the?
Like, it's
can I
not a
take
torture
the,
table.
Yeah. Can I take the? Can I take the?
Shame, really.
Can I'm just gonna change the hog tie from being behind her to where it's in front of her, to her hands are bound in front of her, and the rope down to her feet that are tied, but it's now in front of her. And I'm gonna take the use my gloves to take the helmet off.
Okay.
And then, like, as I take it off, I'm just be like, remember the plan. Thumbs up.
Cool. So your helmet is removed, and you tied her down. Is that?
I took the hog tie basically from the front or the back and put it in the front.
Gotcha.
So her hands are still tied to her feet. It's just in the front.
Yep. So
she can lay on the altar.
She does lay on the altar, but the altar only goes basically from her head to her knees. So her knees are bent, hanging off the side. It's a dwarfish altar.
Shoulders,
Yeah.
knees are bent, knees are bent.
And Misty Step.
Yeah, right? Well, no, she trusts the plan. Great deception rolls, because it's another thing I have advantage on for some fucking reason.
All right. Okay. Just checking that. So after a while, you hear some rustling over in the back. Thalgrim comes out. He is still wearing his white robes underneath, but now he has placed his battle armor over top, and his battle armor is
Oh shit.
awesome looking. So it is a very, very shiny chainmail shirt and a leather kilt of sorts, but each pleat of the kilt is also leather armored. Like it has this leather thing sewn into it. So it's a heavy leather armor on his kilt. He's got these big greaves that come all the way up to his knees. and beautiful white pauldrons, completely white, just nice and flat, and just the hint of silver etching on the edges of it. It's very, very nice looking battle armor. Also carrying his hammer as he comes out. It's just a one-handed hammer, but it is bright metal on this bad boy. Lots of etchings in it. Definitely functional, but ceremonial as well.
I'd like to request a moment of silence for Reverie missing this amount of shiny.
Echo, looking at him, is like, Moradin truly blesses you. Your armor is exquisite.
As
Just
is,
walk into like a gangster's funeral.
as is yours, my child. Tell me, what has become of this follower of... What is that? What god is that?
I believe she said something about the moon. If I remember correctly, she said, Khonshu. I am unfamiliar with this god.
As am I. Strange. Are you sure this is not just,
Probably because she's a liar.
I didn't want to put it so bluntly, but your elf friend may be right.
Well, she is a paladin, so she's definitely devoted to something.
Lying.
Devoted to good or to evil?
From so far, before the curses, it appeared to be good. But now with the curses, it is kind of shitty. She pushed me off of a blimp.
And yet you spared her. I think that speaks more to your character than it does anything else.
I wanted to kill her too.
So you will have me attempt to remove this curse, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Are you a follower
bears-
of Moradin?
I am a follower of Morden, the Soul Forger. He is who allowed my soul to exist in this armor.
We'll have to speak about that after the business is done here. And you, dwarf, you have not introduced yourself. Are you also a
yes.
follower of Morden?
That's correct, yes. But I have to tell you, there's more than one curse happening in this poor paladin's body. You need to be careful. We knew that she had gotten the lycanthropy, and she seemed to be happy about it. Something about her god and the moon, and did not really cause any problems. In fact, sometimes it was helpful to us, but I will warn you, the other curses are much worse. She was creating dead people alive again, and it was not good. Started lying all the time, smelling bad. It was not good.
She was obsessed with a book.
What does the book look like? Do you have it?
No, we hid it on another plane, where these gauntlets used to be hidden.
Is this out of Hilda's ear? Are they?
No, she knows that the book's been hidden.
Okay.
That's why she flipped out when we tried to leave the factory.
She's being awfully quiet on that altar.
Then what?
Because I trust his plan that he told me.
I did have a great deception roll. What all did he ask?
Describe
What it
it.
looked
Just
like.
where the book.
Describe
Oh,
what the
Like,
so I'm like, it looked like a book I personally would obviously not touch. It appeared to be made out of flesh and had the temperature of a body.
You stumbled into a lich's lair, I take it.
Yes, it was a black castle, and he was a really shitty old man.
How long ago?
A few weeks.
hey, but that's according to
Give or
our-
take how the
own-
plane time shifts.
When we got back,
She
to
can
this
still be
plane, it
saved.
was- Okay.
She can still be saved. It's good that you brought her here. For you followers of the All-Father, do you know your prayers?
I actually have one of these written down. Joint story.
I can usually sort of mumble along with them.
No, I don't need mumbling along. I need you to know it. We'll do a nice simple one. I say forge and anvil. You say hammer and shield. I say mountain and stone. And you say from which all dwarves come. Yes?
Hammer and shield, from where all dwarves come. Yeah. Nope, got it.
Fantastic. You, elf, you don't need to be here for this. I'm sure your gods would not approve.
Would they?
What?
Looking around now.
Echo shakes his head like, probably not.
All right. Hold her down. This could get violent.
I hold her arms.
Well,
like,
it was
down
leaving, but she
beside
has stopped leaving.
He's just standing in the doorway. Like you made it to the doorway and then just turned around.
Heard it could get violent.
I'm holding her arms like down beside the altar, like on the sides of the altar.
He puts his hand on Hilda's face. Just basically coming from the top, putting his palm on her forehead, fingers draped down over her face. Forge and anvil.
Hammer and shield.
Mountain and stone.
From
From
which all dwarves come.
Oh, Father, take this cursed creature away. Take the curse from her and bring her back whole so that she may serve the good once again.
I like to think that the dwarf just started
And the
whistling.
dice gods say no.
She explodes. And Grandma goes to take a nap.
You guys don't know what that was for.
That's true.
Your face betrays you. It wasn't good.
I'm gonna go and let you know 2 is usually never good in any roll scenario.
What if it was an odds or even scenario? You don't know.
Even on a D4, that's not good.
Hey, I'll have you know that a nat 1 was excellent because it got us the Mechanical Nexus.
That Echo strongly disagrees.
Echo's gloves don't disagree.
I need to roll some other stuff.
Unrelated to the 2. It's all good.
Completely.
I'm trying to see what gear you guys are gonna have to go shop for. Okay.
Yeah,
I was really hoping to see you again before you died.
yeah. The thing that's the worst about this medium is that we can't hear Adam just roll dice in the background ominously.
I love when just picking up multiple dice. Like, don't mind me.
1 second.
1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
He removes one curse, but Mom is permanently, or Hilda's permanently stuck in wolf form.
Yeah, right. Oh. It'd be better if it was squirrel form.
I would really fill it up.
Sure, she's like a Frankenstein of the 2 forms.
Yeah. Whoa!
Or I have a gimp arm.
She just exploded, and this is the damage we're taking.
Right?
The whole party killed.
In trying to lift this curse, he just started a war between Moradin and her god.
I have
Flames
faith
are
in
now
Warden.
on fire.
So, as he puts his hand on her, says the prayer, at first there's just a low rumbling. Then the wind starts rushing. All the windows are closed. The door is closed, but the wind starts rushing in and out. You see moonlight, strangely, seem to come directly from the ceiling. And you watch as this ghostly wolf form escapes directly out of her mouth and just turns into mist as it gets sucked into the moonlight. You watch as these other entities, souls, something, are just ripped directly out of her mouth, and there's just a low guttural coming from her mouth as all of this stuff is
Wait.
spilling forth.
Can she do it?
Oh, okay.
I like how you did your best to sound like the ghosts.
I'm not gonna lie. There was definitely a small part of me that was expecting the book to come like flying to the wall, Mjolnir style.
Jesus.
Um,
That point, killer.
as each thing escapes out of her body, just one after another coming out, swirling up through the moonlight. It hits the source of the moonlight and just bursts in a little bright light, like a bug zapper. It just keeps going at the top every time one of these things pops out. You can see on the face of Whitebeard, the little area underneath his beard here, just underneath his lip, that still had some gray to it. It just begins to fade more and more white, and he's just struggling to maintain this. Eventually, he pulls his hand off. Moonlight goes out. Wind stops. The silence is deafening. Just candle lights that had been blown out flicker back on. Torches come back to life. And other than your friend laying on the table, who looks very, very worse for the wear, and a Whitebeard who looks a little bit older. Looks like you just came here. Hilda, whatever attachment you had to the book is gone. Whatever attachment you had to that wolfish form is gone. In its place, you feel a deep, deep shame for the weakness that you have displayed. Not only for yourself, but for your god in front of these outsiders.
Okay.
I don't want to say she's judging you, but she's totally judging you.
Conchu's like, you think I wanted you to be a fucking wolf?
That was not pleasant. I'm going to have to sit down. He almost stumbles over.
I like just give him like soccer mom pats on the back, like, there, you did amazing.
Thank you. Let me sit.
The party kills the honored cleric of the town.
We let him sit.
So yeah, he goes and sits in one of the pews and just props his feet back. And then just sort of leans over a little bit and just retches all over the place. Just unleashes the contents of his whatever he had for breakfast that morning.
Gross.
This was a powerful curse. Did she make it? Is she still alive?
Yeah, I go check to see if I feel a pulse on her.
Yeah, she's awake. She's breathing. Does not
She
look
is
in good
not
shape.
dead. If
Fine.
not, wishing she was dead.
You hear Lilith from the door, fine, and she goes outside.
How do we thank you for helping the paladin?
You can clean this up and come speak to me again later when I've gotten my strength back. Yeah, help me to my room, please.
I will help him to his room, brother. You clean up that mess. And I like.
I wanted to do the other thing.
Does Echo have a nose? Can Echo nose goes?
Right? I just slap my face. I
Tom.
like, I like cradle carry him to his room and lay him in the bed.
Yep.
You carry him like a bride, not even.
No, like a little baby. I'm just like,
Am I strong enough to walk where Lilith was?
Yeah, you're
You're
strong
still
enough to
tied
get up. Well, you're still tied up, but yeah, you're strong enough to
will-
sit up.
I will help undo the bindings on Hilda.
So
Okay.
I
as you
can't
put
undo the mask,
Whitebeard
though.
down, Echo,
He,
no, the mask is off.
It's off. It's been
Oh,
off.
okay.
Whitebeard Echo as you lay Whitebeard down, he's like, the water, give me the water there. He's got a little flask on the side.
I go give him the water.
So he's sitting up in his bed. Feet are
The
still off
water.
the bed. He hasn't laid down yet. Watch for signs of her weakness returning. She was very cursed. I don't know of this god. It can't be that powerful to allow such a devout follower to be so easily manipulated and corrupted. But these curses, they are gone.
What would be your suggestion if her weakness returns?
Guide
And then
me
he
to
does
the
this.
All-Father. Or that.
Sometimes he needs the raw soul for the best reforging.
Indeed. Indeed.
And then whenever he lays down, I'm gonna like tuck him in.
Yeah.
Like burrito tuck.
Not like bug and rug.
Yeah, like
Quite enough, my child. Return later. When I've
indeed,
got my
we shall
strength
see
back.
you in the morning.
I'm gonna go out to where Lilith is.
She's running.
You still out front?
Liar!
I'm feeling a little perplexed. Like, you're welcome. Like, all right.
Didn't even say any words to you, just walked past you.
Oh, I forgot Bajorn's in there with me. Shoot. Okay.
Bajorn!
Yeah.
Bajorno! I forgot you were
Bajorno!
here.
Really?
So I talked to Bajorn, and I'm crying, mind you. Bajorn, I feel so saddened and ashamed that I've done this and allowed this to myself, and I need to just pray to my God and get back that I've let down the party. I have just strayed so far, and I will not let my party down again, and I will find my faith again and just not stray from that path. And thank you so much for saving me, and I will be strong again.
Hilda, I'm just happy to have you back, not smelling like dogs and dead things, you know? Slap on the shoulder. You go do what you got to do. Welcome back.
Thank you. Then I'm going to go out to Lilith.
Lilith, you
So
out
I
front?
go outside. Yeah, up front.
Lil is standing out front.
Okay, so I walk out to Lilith. And I say, Lilith, I feel so much relieved with all of that gone. I humble myself in front of you for allowing and being taken by those curses. I am no longer have them. I will do what I can to show you that I am with the party and for the party, and I am sorry for lying to you and for doing what I have done. And I hope that I can make it up to you and show you that I am for the party and I will never lie to you again. And I promise that.
Lilith looks at you and she's like, I'll continue with you, but it's gonna take a while. We'll see, Hilda. We'll see. And then she walks past and she leaves a fart smell behind her.
All right, guys. We got 10 minutes left before I got to wrap this up. What did you guys want to do?
I wanted to see the weapons smith.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
so
Yeah, so you guys are looking at the weaponsmith, and I imagine you're looking for magical weapons, right?
I am
Yes,
trying to
I-
trade my dagger for a two-handed badass maul.
Which dagger are you trying to trade?
The
Poison dagger.
Yeah, the poison one.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fancy one. So the trade that you are able to find is for just a +1 two-hander maul. Nothing fancy, but it is magical and it does give you +1 to damage and to
I already have
what?
+1 to damage. I already have +1 to damage.
You have a magical weapon?
Yes.
Since when?
Since the fucking transmogrifying top of the tower.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I didn't think he gave you +1 though. I thought he
You
gave
didn't
like
get
some
enough.
weird.
Yeah, you didn't get a +1 from up there.
Oh, it wasn't +1? Okay, yeah,
No.
all right. You know what? Yeah, it's better than what I got. I'll trade it.
You got it. That's what you're able to do. What are you looking for? So
I would like to
drop that dagger from you. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
Sorry. I would like to see what he's willing to offer me for my big PP, all of the ammunitions, the titanium bar I have, and my Giant Slayer greatsword. So, like, what two-handed magical weapon he thinks is comparable to all of those items.
Yeah, you talk through it, and he doesn't have anything that's comparable to your Giant Slayer. It by itself is stronger than anything that he has.
Okay.
There's nothing more powerful that he has.
Okay. Does he? Then the only other thing I want to do is go see the actual armor smith. I'm gonna keep my big. I will sell this titanium ingot to him though.
All right, 1 titanium ingot. Give me a second. I need to do some conversion rates.
I'm excited to go up there, by the way.
Here?
Go up where?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see you. Super excited.
Like 2 weeks.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I'm so old. I was just like, man, I'm gonna be so tired all weekend. That's the only downfall. I was just like, I'm gonna be so sleepy.
Yep. I feel like that
And
regularly.
so you get a pretty similar price to silver. So Ignat's gonna be 25 pounds. Give me a second. Yeah, so he offers you 125 gold for the Ignat.
Yeah, I trade with him.
Yep.
And then I'll go to the armor smith, and I don't want to get rid of my armor, but because I'm actually around dwarven smiths, I want to know if they think that they can do any sort of reinforcing or anything on the existing plate mail that I'm wearing.
Yeah, because of the nature of the metal, they all sort of have heard of this metal, but are not familiar with its forging properties, and they know that there's some sort of a special thing involved, so none of them want to take the job.
Gotcha. And then I asked them if they think that
forge that metal.
if they think of and I want to ask them if they're familiar with Moradin and if they think that he's capable of manipulating this metal.
If they're familiar with whom?
Grumbar, sorry. I think that was his name.
Yep. So
yeah, Grumbar.
They don't have a terribly high opinion of him.
Gotcha.
They don't even really want to talk about him. They're like, that old kook. Who knows what he does? Better off not being here.
And then I just want to know what they'll give me for the big PP and the 207 rounds.
Yeah, they're not exactly thrilled about the big PP. They're like, it's kind of cool, but it's definitely gnomish made or goblin made.
Yeah, being around the dwarves and no longer in the Mechanical Nexus and going to see Moradin echoes not thrilled with it as he was initially.
Yeah, so do offer you 50 gold for the big PP and then another 25 for the ammunition.
So 75 total.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he does sell it just because he does not think that it's true to him.
Cool.
Yeah, the other stuff I want to sell, etc., is going to take more time, so I guess we do that.
Charles.
Okay.
Charles,
Yes.
come here, please.
Okay.
Sparks, what are you trying to do here?
So Sparks is he's going to the various smithies if he recognizes anybody from the last time he's in town, and he's asking if he can use their forge after hours in return for doing some work for them. So a trade.
Yep. Nobody wants to let you work after hours, but one guy does offer to let you use his minor forge in back if you can hammer out some of the dented swords that he has. They're just dented short swords, and he doesn't feel like they're nothing fancy about it. He just doesn't feel like going through the 25 dented short swords from the guards.
So what, he wants me to come back tomorrow?
No, he says you can go back there now and start using it. Just hammer these out and then stay as long as you want, but I'm closing down at 8 tonight.
Yeah, isn't it already 7?
Yes.
Adam, I wanted to know if they have a magical warhammer if I trade mine for it. And I do have some gold. And what?
I was just saying, and your gold.
And I have some gold too.
Yep. You don't find any other two-handed warhammers?
She's just one-handed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do find it's a +1 hammer.
Okay.
They don't have a ton of magic stuff around here, right?
This is a one-handed one?
Yeah, that's a one-handed one. Because
Sorry, am I getting kicked out at 8? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you're getting kicked out at 8, and you can come back tomorrow and do the same.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the swords so that I can focus on what I want to focus on tomorrow.
You got it.
How much gold was it on top of the trade-in for the regular warhammer?
Oh, you're trading in a regular warhammer? Oh, good.
She's
Yeah.
She's
Hang on
trading
one
in a
second.
regular and the wolf amulet.
And the wolf amulet if they take it.
I have some petty things I'd like to buy as well.
Yeah, the wolf amulet they think is kind of cool, but not sure exactly what it is. Doesn't appear to be magical, so they're going to give you 5 gold for it.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you do it.
Yeah.
Your hammer is going to be 450 gold.
I don't have it.
No, that's what they're giving you.
Oh.
No. They're not giving
Oh,
you.
that's
That's
what
what the
the
price
cost
of the hammer
are?
is. Yeah. And your hammer
With
is only
the-
like 20 gold.
Okay, yeah. No, you don't have that.
No.
I'll offer a rainbow quartz.
Not interested.
No.
Do you still have
Yeah,
one?
they're not gonna care about this shit. It's gonna be a magic shop.
And equipment.
How much are they giving her for her mall?
Not much. It's a normal mall.
Yeah, and I only have like 270 gold, so
Yeah, and I only have 165.
Find
Good.
a piece of like gold thread, so I want to go to a jeweler.
All right, you're going to look for a gold thread?
Yep, long enough that I can braid it into this hair because I wanted to make it into like a lock where I
Yep.
have Reverie's like hair.
You can't buy it by itself. You got to buy it in a spool. The whole spool is 1 gold.
Buy it, done, and then Lilith commences to using the rest of that spool to just decoratively, like overly excited about having this much. Wasn't in the plan. Is wrapping it around her torso, her legs. Fucking.
Yeah, they're offering you 12 gold for your warhammer.
yeah.
it's used.
So we'd need to make up at 160 plus 275. We'd need to make up between somebody else like another 150 gold.
I can easily do that. Who got the magic utility belt? Was that Sparks?
No,
I have it.
You have it, okay. But that's useful to you, actually. Because you can, like, store spells there, right?
But I also don't think Lilith wants to necessarily help Hilda right now.
Yeah, fair. We'll just make sure you remove that. Delete. Alright, that's gone.
I also just
Uh,
unfortunately don't think I'm the best. Lilith's character isn't the best person to have it, even though it's helpful for her character. She's having a really hard time remembering it's even a thing.
That's true.
You could get rid of it.
Might be good for Hilda. If Hilda can remember. I feel like we can do this, guys, but we should probably wait till we can get to a magic shop and we have more time.
Okay.
So we just
Sounds
kind
good.
of start the next
But-
time.
I think unless I'm wrong, instead of spending like 40 minutes or 35 minutes of the next session shopping, we can just consolidate it. Instead of doing the RP for bouncing between 7 different shops, we can just consolidate it, get it out of the way so we can get into more chunky stuff at this next session.
Yeah, we can do that. Like, as you guys start filtering in next week, we can start talking about what you're doing, what you're buying, what you're looking for.
Yeah.
This isn't a town that's known for their magic items. They got a few things here and there, but this isn't the place to find the next, the next relic.
Upgrade.
Also, you just got a fucking legendary glove set. What the fuck are you guys doing?
I love it. My Pyroclast gloves are awesome.
Lilith is doing
Being
important.
sad because I haven't gotten dick that's useful to me
Hey.
until now.
Hey,
Me either.
Sparks is selflessly taking all of his time to upgrade Skitters. Okay.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, Skitters gets 3 upgrades. He's a fucking side character. Who gives a shit about Skitters?
He's talked more than you have, so is he really a side character?
You what?
He's been more involved than you have.
Okay.
No.
All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna remember. I'm not gonna put it on the intermission screen this time. I am gonna do the actual credit scene the first time. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, appreciate it. If not, there's other gayer shit to watch. Later, nerds.
That's true.
Nah.